Oh man. The whole point is to share it on here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Embarrass the shit out of yourself.
Keep the conversation, as random as possible.
And you're doing a fine job on your end.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the lounge. I'm your host, Jukebox Rob. You're shaking your head, man. What's up? You don't like the intro?
No, I'm just I'm shaking the cobwebs out. You're always doing these shows so fucking early in the morning, and I'm trying to wake up. It took everything in me not to wear my robe again.
I actually prefer it anymore, man.
Yeah.
That's kind of your thing on here. It's the robe.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to Stardom, man. I appreciate you coming on this morning. You said it's been a while since you've done some shows, man. I'm excited to see you still doing it. You got another show tonight, so that's exciting.
Yeah, Levy Land. I mean, we haven't done that in I would say months. It seems like it, but
yeah.
Maybe a month and a half. But
Yeah.
I started a new job, and the schedule was just fucking insane. And now the place that I was working at is open, and I'm gonna have steady days off, and I'm ready to get back to podcasting again. Sorry, I feel like I'm droning on. It's boring.
No, you're good, man.
But yeah,
you're good.
Yeah.
Man.
Anyway, I'm excited. I'm back to doing podcasting today. This is I'm warming up right now, and then I'm back tonight.
Yeah, the good thing about this show is you don't have to prep at all for it.
Yeah,
you just got to show up.
Well, that's what I'm going to do with Levy Land tonight. I let
just
Bob
be there.
and Chris do all the work, and they just want me to show up angry.
Well, that's not difficult.
Yeah.
And especially when you're talking to Bob, man, he'll cut you off and all that shit. You don't even get a chance to talk.
Yeah, I'm bad with that too, Chris.
Yeah.
I annoy the hell out of Chris with that. I never let him finish a sentence.
Well, that's all.
I don't know. I'm doing it now. I'm like one of those people that's like it's like when people do cocaine, they just babble on, and they think every thought in their head is more important than what everybody else has to say. And that's me on podcasting, like I'm on cocaine or something.
Yeah, but the reactions are great though, because you've seen some of the clips I've used you, and it's like perfect, man. The timing is just right. So today, there is some big news out there. I don't know if you've seen this, but Paul Rubin has passed away yesterday. I mean, it was announced yesterday. Did you know that?
Yeah, I was actually, you know what? I walked the dogs this morning. I fed them, and right before I popped on here, I took a little shit, and I read it on my phone.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday, and I was like, man, I don't think I ever really watched Pee Wee Herman.
Yes. I mean, I guess when I was a kid, I watched Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Yeah, I remember when he did I think it was like 2016. He did a latest Pee Wee's Big Adventure or something like that, but I don't even think I watched that.
Yeah, I think I remember my cousins and stuff watching the movie. One of them, I don't know. There's one where I think this bicycle stole. I don't know, but
yeah,
I was a kid. I'm 40 years old now. I'm talking when I was probably 8 or 9. I saw one of the Pee Wee movies. Yeah,
see, and I grew up in I mean, most of what I remember is mid to late 90s as a kid.
Yeah,
maybe
you're younger than me, so you're not. I guess Pee Wee wasn't as big in your childhood.
No, he started like 70s when I was looking into it. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, I grew up during the Pee Wee Herman scandal when he was arrested for masturbating in that movie theater.
Yes. No, he denied that. Remember, that never happened.
Yeah. And then it was big because I was a big MTV watcher back then too, and I remember he was kind of canceled. Back then they didn't cancel that many people, but like they do now. But I remember he was pretty much canceled, and then I was watching the MTV Video Music Awards. Those were like the biggest thing since like the Grammys back then. I don't know if they're still as popular now as they were when I was a kid, but I remember they opened up the MTV Video Music Awards, and out walks Paul Rubin in his full Pee Wee get up, and he's like, said something like, "What's new?" or something, and but he got like a fucking huge pop, a huge ovation, and I guess people were, who cares if the guy fucking jerks off? I know he's supposed to be some beloved children's character or whatever,
Yeah.
but
He's a dude.
takes off that fucking bow tie and go home. He's fucking a man like all the rest of us,
Right.
He needs to, blow off a little steam. And and what I don't understand is like, I don't know. I've never just sat and watched a porn or watched porno movies without fucking touching myself. So I mean, who goes to a movie theater to watch a porn and just sits there and enjoys it? I don't know.
He's sitting there taking notes. Just,
Yeah, like, boy, this is really good. When I get home, I'm gonna think about this and jerk off. Jerk off while it's happening.
Yeah, no joke. I guarantee you there was other people arrested. He just happened to be have some notoriety.
Yeah, it's like when George Michael was out there, got busted when he was at one of those men's room stops where the closeted gay people meet up and all blow each other and he was called out there in one of those rest stops.
So for today, I picked my topic based off the whole Pee Wee Herman death, except I found some people who weren't so notorious that died in some pretty weird ways.
Oh,
does that sound interesting?
That sounds interesting and morbid. Let's go. Let's hear it.
It's a good start to the day, right?
Yeah.
Well. Let's see here. All right. First up, says, I don't even know how to pronounce this name, but João Maria de Souza from Brazil was killed in 2013 when a cow fell through his roof and crushed him while he slept.
Wow. That's I wonder if he died instantly. I mean, that's got to be a weird way to wake up and,
right.
And yeah, that's a shame. I mean, if people do die in weird fucking ways.
Yeah. My thing is, how did the cow get on the roof? I mean, I guess there's probably like those ground level houses.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. But still, cows don't climb, do they?
I mean, it'd be a very interesting story to try to explain to people when they ask how he passed away, though.
Yeah. Oh, the cow fell through the roof. Well, how the fuck did the cow get up on the roof? Oh, we kept him there, Well, that's you're keeping your cows on the fucking roof? The cow didn't just get up there. Believe me, I don't care how low the house is. The cow's not jumping up on a roof. As far as I know, maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't think I've ever seen him climb a fence.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like someone had to put that cow on the roof.
And then on top of that, who would have thought that would have held? Cows aren't exactly light.
Yeah. That's
a very shitty way to die. It's definitely a shitty way to die.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could.
It's pretty shitty to put a cow on a roof. So.
Yeah. I couldn't explain to people that. I'd be like, it was the roof caved in. Sorry.
A vegan's revenge. I bet they were going to make that cow into a hamburger, Nice steak.
I mean, the only other thing I could think of is it was in a plane, but I don't know why it would have been. I don't know. Do they transport animals on planes like that, like calves and cattle?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how Brazil
not
works.
On planes. They probably put them in them big trucks with the,
Yeah. I mean, that's how we see it around here in Kansas, at least. Just big old semis full of cows.
I bet you a vegan put that fucking cow on the roof.
They probably did. They were probably pissed. Some pissed off neighbor just brought their cow over and stuck it on the roof. Like I said, the only thing I could think of is so they put it there, or it was one of those like semi underground houses that like just the roof lines up with the ground or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
It says Mayor Meyer was only doing her town of Betterton in Maryland a service when checking the town's sewage tank. Unfortunately, she fell in and drowned in 15 feet of human waste.
Wow, that's pretty bad because they say like drowning is one of the worst ways to die. I'd imagine drowning in fucking human feces, because not only are you like getting your air cut off, that's going all in your like lungs and mouth and nose. Yeah. So that, I mean, that has to be
what a shitty way to die.
Torturous way to die. I mean, because that's not an instant death. You're struggling and gasping, and you're going through it while you're drowning.
Right, and it's not like a water consistency. You're probably like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't imagine it's quicksand level, but it's probably slower.
Yeah. Holy shit. I can't even make any jokes about that. That's just
that's
horrible.
brutal. Oh man. Well, and it makes me wonder why she was probably checking it to begin with. I mean, was there an odor in the town, a blockage already?
Yeah, and they're saying, she was trying to be. That's it goes to show you, like, stop. I get it. You're the mayor. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to be a real go getter.
Right.
Call somebody. Call somebody that does that professionally.
That's your job.
Yeah, and and I get it. She wants to be the everyday gal. Yeah, our mayor, she goes and checks the sewage herself. She was out there fixing the street lamp the other day. Like, she wants to be like, hey, reelected. Everybody thinks she's the people's mayor, but nah, that's fucking call a sewage guy.
Right. Well, that's like, it's when you manage, it's like you can do the work or you can delegate it and still be a good manager. Yeah. He's the mayor of the town. Just tell somebody to come do it.
Yeah.
Probably now the town has to say, well, we had a pretty good mayor, and then she died in my shit.
Yeah, either that or it was like a fucking shitty like town with a population of 15 that had like no money or no funds to do anything. So she just does everything herself. That could be
right.
What was the name of the town again? Because
let's see here. What is it? Betterton, Maryland.
Betterton, Maryland. I will look it up and see what the population is. Betterton, Maryland.
Probably in the thousands.
Let's see. Town of Betterton, Maryland. Well, where's the fucking thing? Anytime I look up a town, it'll tell me the population. I can't fucking find this one.
It's because it's non-existent.
No, I find it 500 feet of boardwalk with benches, lighting, and a hand. I don't know. That's Betterton Beach. But yeah, that's in Betterton. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it must not be very popular if it can't even tell the population though.
Yeah, hold on. Let me type in Betterton, Maryland population. Maybe that'll come right up. 284. But that was in 2021. But I doubt many people. So it is. That's a fucking small town.
That's a throw a rock and hit the other side of town kind of.
Yeah. 284. So that's why the mayor is doing that, I guess.
Yes, I guess that makes sense. They probably didn't even have a sewage guy.
Yeah. Joe Bob just called me up and says he smelled something funny. I'm going to go down and check the sewage.
Man, just and falling like mentally, like during that drop, she's like, I'm done. Like, there's no way you can fall into that thinking that you're going to come out.
That's horrible.
It is
horrible. Guy.
It is. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. A Canadian lawyer died while trying to prove that the glass in the window on the 24th floor was unbreakable by throwing himself into it. He was right. It didn't break, but it did pop out of its frame and he plunged to his death.
Oh, wow. That's oh man. Yeah, here, watch. This is unbreakable. These windows, and it was unbreakable.
It was
out of the fucking frame.
I really hope he won that case.
Well, he's right. It didn't break. The only thing that broke was his fucking bones all over the fucking concrete. And then
at least you know it's an instant death, man. That's pretty high up there.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I would have loved to be one of the people in that room, though. That would be so like, it would be one of those dumbstruck moments where everybody's just dead silent. Like, did that just fucking happen?
I feel like there was a huge, like, I don't know how many people were there, but it was probably like a collective, like, gasp when that window popped out of the frame and they see him going with the window.
Well, on 24 floors, so it's not like they didn't have time to watch the whole process.
Yeah.
God, I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say about that other than laugh. But I mean, irony.
Yeah, I mean, people. It's always like a bad thing to like prove to somebody that something's not dangerous. I mean, I don't, I'm a big Chicago fan. The band, I've had a lot of them on my show, but their original singer and guitarist liked to play with guns, and he was twirling a gun around, and they said, "Hey, he'd been drinking, doing drugs." They said, "Hey, Terry, be careful with that gun twirling around." He goes, "Oh, it's not even loaded, see?" And points it to his head and fucking blew his brains out. And didn't he?
Right.
I guess it was. He something with a chamber that he didn't think it was that round
Yes.
or something. But yeah, it's not a good thing to always say, "Look, this isn't not even dangerous." You see?
I'm gonna prove it to you right now.
Because fucking irony is a bitch.
It
And,
really is. Do you remember Steve Irwin passing too, right? I mean, he got stabbed in the heart with a stingray.
yeah, I do remember hearing about that.
Talk of that, there's another real ironic situation. I mean, that guy was doing it for what, decades.
I mean, I always knew that guy was going to go out
Yeah.
by an animal or something. Because I mean, I would watch that show and watching him doing some pretty fucking dangerous things with these wild animals. But yeah, I didn't think it'd be stung in the heart by a stingray. I didn't think.
No, I was thinking more like mauled by something or
Yeah, me too.
something
Mauled
more
by
vicious.
something or a snake. You get
Uh-huh.
bit by a super poisonous steak. I said snake.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely went out doing something he loved, at least. But still, I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely ironic.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Sure am.
All right, man, we're burning through these. I love it. In 1923, well-known jockey Frank Hayes won a race at Belmont Park in New York while dead. The poor bloke suffered a heart attack mid-race, but his body managed to stay in the saddle crossing the finish line.
Oh, he won still. Well,
Yeah.
At least his family got the prize money.
Right.
He stayed in saddle, just a lifeless body.
No, I think I've been to one of those kind of races before, but it was like the hound races. It wasn't a horse. And so I've never really got to experience a horse race.
No, I don't think I've ever. I don't think. And I live, but they haven't been doing races there, I think, and God knows how long. But I live like right down the street in walking distance from the Atlantic City racetrack.
Oh, seriously? Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it wasn't even horse. Like anytime I've been there, it was like an event going on there, or like they had a huge flea market there with bands. I don't think they've used it for races in decades. I don't know. I'll have to look that up too. I won't do it on the show, but yeah, but back in the olden days, it was the huge race, and I think it was horse races.
Yeah, we had one about 20 minutes north of Kansas City, but it was abandoned for like a decade. Then they tore it down and put up some apartment complexes.
And in Atlantic, sorry, go ahead. Did you?
No, I was just gonna say that I think Kentucky Derby is the only one I can think of.
Yeah. Well, in Atlantic City, they used to be known, and I'm big into animal rights. There's like which I think it's not a good thing, but they used to do horse diving in Atlantic City back in like the 20s.
Yeah,
it's where a jockey and they dive off the pier, with a horse.
that's weird.
I don't think doesn't sound humane at all. Thinking a horse dive into water, but yeah, they did it. There was actually a woman that dove in with her horse, and her I guess her face went in the water, and it impacted so hard that it blinded her. So she was blind, and then she continued to do horse diving when she was blind.
It's probably easier if you're blind. You don't see it coming.
Yeah, she didn't even see it coming.
I imagine if you tried that nowadays, there'd just be too many activists that are like, "This is not humane."
I would be one of them. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. I mean, I see it. I see why. You don't exactly see horses out in the wild diving into the ocean.
But there's a new a bar called the Diving Horse, and it's like drinks named after like horse diving types of thing. Has horses all over the bar, like pictures of horses, and and then there's a boardwalk bar next to it called Cheval de Plongée, which just means the diving horse in French, and they have cocktails named after one of the cocktails is called the Blind Filly, and that was named after the one the one that blinded herself diving with a horse. You know, because back in then they used to call, you know, women dames and fillies. Look at them.
Yeah.
fillies.
There's a bar in Canada. I think
Look
it's
at the
Canada.
gams on that filly.
I think there's a bar in Canada or somewhere they do like there's a shot with an actual toe in it, like a human toe. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's like a pirate themed bar, and like there's some legend about some pirate's toe, and so they have a shot with an actual pickled toe in the shot glass.
Ew. It's a real toe, or it's just
yeah, it's a real toe. I talked about it on this show before. I don't remember the details. It was a while back, but yeah.
Yeah. I just binge watched all the episodes of this show called The Horrors of Dolores Roach. Have you seen it or heard of it?
Never heard of it. What's it on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
But, I have Prime.
Yeah, this is only 7 episodes in the whole thing, and I'm hoping there's another season because it ends on a cliffhanger. But it's about this, you know, woman that massages people, and then she ends up killing them, and then they use them in the Mexican place above the massage parlor to make empanadas with her.
What? I didn't see that coming. What a twist! Empanadas, human empanadas, huh?
Yeah, they called something loco or loca. And the people loved, and they were coming around the block. It's just like a delicacy. They didn't know, but they just, what is this meat? So good.
Damn, man, that's crazy. It makes me kind of want to try one, actually.
What, a human empanada?
Yeah, I imagine it tastes different.
I don't know.
I'm just joking. Human empanada sounds terrible. That's a clever way to dispose of the body, though. I mean, yeah.
Well, that's what it was. Yeah, I mean, she, you know, she was massaging somebody, and they did something to piss her off, and you know, tried to do something like sexual to her, and then she ended up grappling with him and accidentally killing the guy. And then she went away to dispose the body, and her boyfriend that owned the Mexican place found him, and then that's how he disposed of the body, by putting it in the empanadas. And then when the business started thriving because people loved them so much, so they continued to use bodies.
Do you think they picked and choose who they wanted to kill?
Well, yeah.
Anybody who gave him a bad review?
Yeah, no. I mean, with
Free
this
massage, come back.
With this girl, she got out of jail. Dolores Roach. She was in jail for 16 years for drug dealing with intent and an assault on a police officer. So she thought the empanada thing was disgusting. She would throw up every time she saw somebody eating one. But she just had a bad, like, fucking temper, and she kept, like, killing people that were giving her, like, a hard time. You know, she would just snap. Right. She's like, I fucking take the body, you fucking weirdo, and do the fucking, you know, do your fucking empanadas or whatever. You know?
When you think she would leave the dude, like, if he's getting into this, like, and he's actually into it, well, I'd probably fucking leave the guy.
Well, yeah, she was freaked out by it, but she had nowhere else to go because she just got out of jail, and for 16 years, her parents had already passed, and her boyfriend she was with for years that she was in love with, he's the one that set her up and had her sent to prison.
Damn.
Himself off.
That is, I mean, I don't really feel too bad if she kept going into it, but that's a shitty situation still. So
yeah,
definitely.
Horrors of Dolores Roach. You have to check it out.
I will. That sounds really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law just told me about this documentary that he just finished called Hellier. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's about, like, Kentucky goblins. Like, there's some, like, weird, like, history about these, like, little creatures in Kentucky, and they're like these little goblin. I don't know all the details, but it's like really in depth. There's like aliens and Bigfoot and all this in it. I'm like, oh, okay.
You know what my new favorite show is? I mean, this will probably be one of my favorite. I mean, this show, I got to say, of all the shows I watch and all like the series, this is by far my fucking favorite. I love it. I just watched the last 2 episodes that aired on July 30th, and I'm so sad the season's over. And, you know, now when they do a show, you got to wait, you know, another year for more episodes and shit. But it's called The Righteous Gemstones.
I love it.
Oh, you've seen it?
I haven't watched the new. I know they just released some new episodes. I haven't watched them, but I'm caught up to the newer stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, I fucking love. I think that's my favorite show of all time, besides shit like Seinfeld, maybe, and you
Right.
know. But that, I mean, I
The
love it.
reality behind it, man. I mean, dude, I've been to
It's
some of
just
those big
so great.
churches.
I mean, it's so interesting. I mean, there's emotional moments, but it's so fucking bizarre, and like the way they act, and the family, how fucking weird they are. It's hilarious. Every part of it. I mean, I'm smiling, laughing, and just going through all kinds of emotions when I watch a show. I love it. It's just like really
Right.
my favorite show. I mean, I've never had a show like make me that happy. I'm like always happy when I'm watching it. It's just fucking
The cast, it's a great cast.
yeah, yeah. You got John Goodman, the guy that created it. I forget his name. He's the one that did the East Down and Bound, and
Yeah. I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah,
It's good. It's a great show. I definitely recommend it. Just like
and then
you're saying.
and that guy that plays
It's
Uncle
Adam
Baby
something.
Uncle Baby Billy. He's one of my favorites too.
Oh, the one who does the second church or whatever.
Yeah. Baby Billy is Bobble Bunkers. He wants to do like a Family Feud type of show, and Baby Billy is Bobble Bunkers.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to watch the new episodes. I just haven't, man.
Oh yeah,
It's a
season
great
3 has
show.
been my favorite. I mean, I wait for it like it comes on live Sunday night, and I work, so usually Monday I watch the new ones, and I put it on Monday morning. I was awake at like 3, 4 in the morning, or I just couldn't sleep. And I said, "Oh, I wonder if they put up Righteous Gemstone." And it went by so fast, the episode. And then they started another episode. I said, "Oh, they did 2 episodes this week." And I was so happy and watching it. And then the ending was so fucking great. And I knew it had to be like the season finale. And I looked it up, and they said, "Yeah, that's the last 2 episodes of the season."
Yeah.
And I was so disappointed. But I mean, I fucking love that show. That is it. But the Righteous Gemstone,
Yes.
my fucking favorite show in like a long, long, long time.
It definitely keeps you wanting more, like 100%.
Yeah.
I guarantee you guys. Well, I'm not going to guarantee anything. Some people probably won't like it. I do love it though. It's good.
Yeah. Fucking
All right,
amazing.
next up, let's get back into it. Come on now, damn it. There we go. Sigurd the Mighty, a 9th century Norse Earl of Orkney, was killed by an enemy he had beheaded several hours earlier. He tied the man's head to his horse saddle, but while riding home, one of the protruding teeth grazed his leg. He died from the infection.
That is the one of the height and definition of karma. I mean,
he was bringing that as like a prize back to his hometown too. Like, look what I did.
and yeah, I know. And what a stupid way to die. The tooth grazed your leg and you got an infection. Yeah. Humans, humans are the second most dirtiest mouths in the world. Cats are number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Humans are number 2. Mouths are filthy, and because like if a cat bites you, you're gonna get an infection. Same thing with a human, probably. You got to get it taken. And cleanest mouths in the world are dogs. So
isn't that crazy to think about?
I know, and they're like, "You let that dog lick your face. He eats his own shit." And I'm like, "Well, they still got the cleanest mouth. They have like some sort of self-cleaning saliva. I heard that where they're just cleaning out their mouths constantly. So yeah, I let the dogs lick my face.
We got a new puppy, and it's not going so well because I have dog allergies, and it kind of depends on the dog, though. There's something to do. Like when you really pet a dog, you get all that oil on your fingers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, you got to get one of those. You got to get what do they call them? Hypoallergen.
Yeah, dogs.
Yeah, so you got to get something like mostly the safest one you can get if you have any kind of allergies is a poodle. Always a poodle. You won't have any allergies with that. And a dog I want. I don't have any dog allergies, but I just want one because they're just so fucking cute and cool looking. Or golden doodles, the golden retriever poodle mix. But there's things that are like between $3,000 and $5,000 to get one.
And that's ridiculous. Yeah. Isn't that kind of like an overrated breed too? Like I'm pretty sure people get pissed off that they crossbreed golden doodles.
Yeah. I mean, it's not I mean, they're awesome dogs, but I mean, you pay so much for them and they're great personalities. They're big babies, but you do have to get him groomed constantly, and that's
Yeah.
that's pricey. I mean, I have to get my Yorkie groomed because he gets like matted up and stuff, and he doesn't let me really mess with him or cut his hair. And I mean, just to get him done is like $90-$100.
Yeah.
A little Yorkshire Terrier.
Yeah.
And then my Pomchi was just a Pomeranian Chihuahua mix. She sheds kind of, her hair is all over me, but so I don't have to get her groomed. But dogs that don't shed, you got to get them groomed because the hair, keeps,
oh yeah, we have a Pyrenees, and a great Pyrenees. Oh, dude, they're huge. They and they're like super fluffy dogs. She's like a collie Pyrenees, and she weighs like 110 pounds. I mean, she's a big dog.
Oh wow!
And she sheds like crazy. But I'm not. It's not the hair so much. It's that oil. So I'm not allergic to her. We also have a Shepherd that I'm fine with, and a Dachshund.
Dachshund, I love Dachshunds. They're cute too.
Me too, man. I love Dachshunds. She's definitely overweight. Dachshunds are only supposed to be about 12 or 13 pounds. She's 20.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she's a big girl.
Yeah, my dogs are chubby and fat too, but and I keep. But I have a neighbor that loves my dogs, and she's always sneaking them food, and she sees them every day, so she feeds them a lot, and then she'll take them out. I'm at work, and I'm like, stop feeding them, and she still hides and feeds them because she's just like because they're staring at me. Who cares? They're staring. The dogs will eat till they fucking bust. They hungry. They hungry, Rob. Look at them. I'm like, no, they just ate. They're not hungry.
No, you're right. And depending on what the food is, even if they're full, they'll eat it.
All right, so they love her, and she calls it's their grandma. Even if I go, we go to grandma's house, they'll run across the court, know exactly where she lives, and then she'll say, "Well, Rob, huh? You gotta let me feed him. I'm grandma." I said, "Yeah, well, grandma's spoils." I said, "Yeah, but that's people that see their grandma like once a month or once a week or something. They spoil them." I said, "You see him every day. You're gonna." I said, "You're taking years off their life when they become overweight. It's a proven fact that will take time off their life."
Yeah.
So I'll tell her that, and she'll understand it and to do it. But she drinks a lot too. So every time she gets drunk, she don't care. She
forget it. She don't care.
All rules go out the window.
Oh yeah, man. And it's true that like, even the bigger dogs, like the Pyrenees, average lifespan is like 9 to 11 years old because they're just big dogs. They have leg problems pretty early on, stuff like that.
Yeah, I got this Yorkie, and I remember when I got the Yorkie, they go, "I hope you're in it for the long haul. There's things fucking live forever." They said, but I'm happy about that, of course.
Yeah, I have a 30-year-old dog.
Yeah, she said. I was talking to a girl I worked with. She said she had her Yorkie for it was like over 20 years, and she said the dog was like blind at the end, but still running around happy. But they could tell she was in pain. They said they tried to put her down themselves by, they said they gave this Yorkie enough pain pills to kill a 300-pound man. And they said the dog slept for 5 hours and then woke up and was running around. They did end up taking him to a vet and having him put down.
Wow, man, that sucks. Our Shepherd has a separation, like definitely has separation anxiety. I mean, freaks out. I don't know why, but I don't remember what the vet gave us, but the vet was like, just give her half this pill.
Yeah.
Before you're about to leave, and she'll be fine. Yeah. And we did. And I think we just went to the grocery store or something, and we come back, and for like 7 hours, she just kind of laid there staring at us.
Oh, yeah.
And then when she finally started getting up and around, you could tell she was still fucked up because she was like stumbling. We went we took her out to go pee, and she like stood there, stared at us peeing, and then just fell over into her pee.
Oh, geez.
So now we don't give her the pill.
The Yorkie helped my Pomchi, Stevie Nicks. She had separation anxiety, and every time I went to work, she'd piss and shit all over the floor and do all that. As soon as I got the Yorkie, I mean, there's no accidents in my house. She's got kind of, she just didn't want to be alone, I guess. Like it's when I work a lot, and
Makes
they're
sense.
good. I leave. I'll be gone. Sometimes 12 hours for work. I put a couple pee pads down, and they pee on that, and then they wait for me to get home to do their other business and go number 2. They're really good.
And it'd be too hard to kind of kennel them because that's 12 hours is just too long.
No, I wouldn't kennel them. Yeah, I'd rather clean up the stuff that I feel like it's cruel, especially if I'm working that many hours.
Yeah, we do the same thing. I mean, we don't kennel our dogs. So, I mean, I get it. Some people have to do it. I'm not saying don't do it, but we don't kennel ours. I mean, especially because I work ridiculous hours, and I know some days my wife's out of the house for the day. But I mean, we don't have any carpet in the house either. It's all just hard flooring.
Yeah,
so pretty easy to clean up.
Well, that's how. Well, yeah, my downstairs is all hardwood, but the upstairs, the steps, and up there is carpeted. So I just have to shut off the put a gate up to where they can't get upstairs. And they're good downstairs. Like I said, I put down the pads, but if I left the upstairs open, they'd rather go on the carpet than the pads. So
yeah. It's a little bit harder to clean up.
Yeah.
All right, next up, you ready?
Yeah.
That last one we really didn't talk too much about, but whatever.
What was it? Oh,
the grazed tooth.
Yeah, I don't know how we. I was gonna say I don't even know how we went into dog, but then I started talking about the cleanliness of different mouths.
Their mouths, yeah. I mean, there's not really too much to say other than the dude got what he deserved.
Yeah, he got his comeuppance.
All right, this says Abigail Taylor passed away 9 months after several of her internal organs were partially sucked out of her lower body while she sat on an excessively powerful swimming pool drain.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's it.
That's rough.
Now I will listen. I will remember that for the rest of my life. Now, anytime I go swimming, I'll stay away from. When I see that drain, I'll be terrified of it. Now,
well, you always hear those like horror stories. Well, here's one.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I remember as a kid, we always thought it was so funny to go play with those drains, because you could feel the suction or like the jets on the sides of the pool.
Yeah, you stick your dick in it. No, I'm kidding.
We used to like there was this area downtown that had these massive fountains during the summertime, and you could go and as kids and just play in these fountains, and there's always kids sitting on them, and then like 5 minutes later they'd all be crying to their parents because they had to shit, but they're like, no, you're fine, you were just sitting on the damn water.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's don't sit on the pool drain, kids.
Yeah. And so I looked more into it. It was a kid, and the kid passed away 9 months later, even after they tried to replace some of the organs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That would be a rough story to tell somebody, like that happened to you. I mean, 6 years old. I guess you probably didn't have to tell too many people.
Yeah. It's awful.
That is. It's pretty rough. All right, next up, we're going to burn through these last couple ones, seeing how it's already been about 40 minutes.
Okay.
I think it's funny because the shows that you typically do go like an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I used to do 2 hours on Saul show every week, but I usually can't get through an hour anymore. I'm not as youthful and vibrant as I used to be.
Well, I only need an hour, man. Honestly, it's hour and a half max, but I feel like keeping it around that hour mark, people that do watch and listen kind of know what to expect.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It says Dr. Hitoshi Nikedowa, I'm not really sure, I'm sure I said that wrong, was decapitated as he stepped onto an elevator in Houston, Texas. His body was later found at the bottom of the elevator shaft, while the upper portion of his head, severed just above the lower jaw, was found in the elevator.
Ugh. How did he decapitated as he stepped onto an elevator? Now, I don't get that. Like, how'd that happen?
It's so the full article, which I didn't want to throw the whole thing on there, said that there were other people on the elevator, and he was literally trying to get on the elevator before it shut, and the doors didn't open back up, so they just caught his head. And
oof,
yeah. Yeah, because there's witnesses that were on the elevator after it happened. I was like, man, I would not want to be one of those witnesses.
Yeah. Oh my God. And I'm the type of person, like, if there's more than 3 people in the elevator, I just wait for the next one. I'm never that much of a hurry. I'll say it and I'm good. I don't want to be sitting there, crammed in with people. And
no, I can't. I hate it. Or like if you're the first one in and then a group of people show up.
Oh, I know. That's the
Sometimes I'll
worst.
get out. Sometimes I'll get out. Just take the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, that's and I hate that. Like the other people, they don't care. People are like in such a hurry all the time. So yeah, if I see people, I'm like, nah, I'll wait for the next one. But then I hate that when I'm in the elevator and then people are like cramming in, and then then another group crams on, and then they open, and then everybody starts stepping back, and everybody coming in smiling. Like, what the fuck are you grinning about? Why are you squeezing on like this when you see this many people? Like. These elevators, it's not like you're waiting an hour for the next one. I mean,
Right.
you're gonna wait a minute or two tops.
Yeah. And then you look over
packing on like it's a fucking circus car or something, and just keep coming in, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then next thing I know, I'm pinned to the back of the wall, like fucking arms contorted like that. I mean, but I work in the casinos in Atlantic City. There's these fucking people are degenerate monsters anyway. But
it's insane, man. I have a love-hate with elevators, especially because sometimes I don't want to take the stairs, but I hate getting on fucking elevators, man.
Yeah.
You get on the creaky ass old ones.
Yeah. If I'm going down, yeah, I'll do the stairs because you go down. That's pretty easy. Now going up, that'll wind you out if you just got to go up too many flights. If you're
Right.
need to go up to the 10th floor or something.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. If I'm just going up or down a floor, I'll go up the steps. I'll even go up if it's only a floor or two. I need to get up to.
When you were little, did you used to push all the buttons in the elevator or no?
I did not.
Me either. I've seen it. Never done.
I was gonna say you were one of those fucking jerk off kids.
No, I definitely did not. I think the craziest thing that I did when I was little was that I loved the escalators, and I try to beat the people going up the escalator, like trying to run up the down one.
Yeah.
Until I fell and I like busted my knee open.
Yes. You gotta you gotta find this video. It makes me laugh every time where this big fat woman is going up a escalator, and she's escalator, and like a clown or something, he throws something in her face. I mean, just out of nowhere. And she's fucking, and she's trying to run down as it's going up, and she's just fucking, and he's like, the clown, and it cracks me the fuck up every time I see it.
It's a video on like
yeah.
TikTok?
No, I don't know. This was before TikTok. It was like years ago. I saw it on Facebook. I still see it every once in a while because I posted it, like shared it, so it'll come up on my memories. But I wish I could find it and send it to you because I just fucking.
That's good. Some people get what they deserve, man. There's nothing better than somebody who gets what they deserve.
Well, this fat chick didn't deserve it. She was just doing, going up. This clown was fucking with her.
That's funny. All right, I got one more story. And then we'll kind of wrap it up here. You cool with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. It says Paul Thomas, the owner of a wool mill, fell into one of his machines in 1987 and died after being wrapped in 800 yards of wool.
Hold on, let me process this. The owner of a wool mill fell into one of the machines and geez. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully it was comfortable.
Again, vegans revenge. That's why you shouldn't be using the sheep's wool and fucking with them,
Man, I again, one of those things where if you were to witness that, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" And do you think he suffocated? I'm trying to think how he died, like initially. Like, do you think it was strangled from the pressure of the wool wrapping around him?
Yeah, again, maybe it like crushed him. Yeah. If he did it, if he suffocated, that's got to be a horrible way to die.
Oh yeah, all that hair or wool. I guess it's not hair; it's wool.
Yeah.
What's the craziest story you've heard as far as like in a news article of somebody dying? Has there ever been anything that caught you off guard?
There have, but I just can't think of it right now. But I've seen some weird ones, but nothing's coming to mind right now.
The craziest article I think I ever saw, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this on here before, but where the kid like was arguing with his mom about money to go to the mall, and he thought would be, I guess, when her and her husband got in arguments all the time, he'd like whip the unloaded gun out and wave it around. So he like went into their bedroom and put a bullet in the gun, thinking that his dad would shoot his mom because he was all pissed off that she wouldn't give him money to go to the store.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kid like went upstairs on the top of this apartment complex to commit suicide later that day and jumped off. And as he passed the window of their apartment, his dad shot the gun and killed the kid.
Why did he do that?
He didn't do it intentionally. He was just waving the gun around in an argument.
Oh,
and the gun went off. And,
oh, wow.
And then later, by the end of the article, like whatever the news article said was that like they ruled it as suicide because the kid was the one that loaded the gun.
Yeah. And he was jumping out the window anyway, right?
He was all pissed off and like tried to end his life. Yeah, later that day.
Yeah. Wow, because he could. That's. I thought I was bad and spoiled, throwing tantrums when I was a kid if my dad didn't give me money. But yeah, it's kill yourself because you don't have mall money.
Yep, no mall money. And there was also paint or window cleaners that day too. So like there was a net.
Yeah, I mean, I would just go shoplift. I wouldn't kill myself.
I'm gonna teach my mom a lesson and get arrested.
Yeah, I know. I did get me and my buddy Jason. He's still one of my best friends to this day. We still hang out. But when we were in 8th grade, we got arrested and we caught stealing clothes in Macy's. We would always, our parents were always wondering why we had new clothes we didn't. And we tell each other, "Oh, I borrowed this from Jason," or "I borrowed this from Rob," and that's how we kept our parents at bay. And then we ended up getting arrested in Macy's for shoplifting when we were like 13 or something.
I mean, I remember like taking a candy bar at like the gas station or something and like getting out without it and be like, "Oh, look what I did."
I remember they took us while they waited for the police to come. They took us in like the security room at Macy's, and it was like this one old security guard, and he was like fucking mean. He was saying, "Yeah, I bet you've done this all the time, you ugly little motherfucker. Look at you. What the fuck?" And I had like that fucking crummy mustache of yours because I got facial hair real early. Yep. And then he starts talking about what the fuck's wrong with your lip because I have a scar on my
yeah.
He was just
being a dick to be a dick.
Yeah, my friend Jason's just laughing.
You know, it's funny that happened to me. We were at this was actually recently. I was at a grocery store, and I was looking because there's the Chiefs that are big around. And Kansas City Chiefs, obviously. And my 12-year-old loves the Chiefs, so we were trying to find some like weird souvenirs for his birthday. Mm-hmm. And there was like a Mahomes bobblehead at this Price Shoppers, so it's a grocery store. So I go to this one by my work to try and find it, and I didn't find it, but I found some socks and stuff, and I'm holding them, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot my wallet. So I went to go to my car to get my wallet, and I still had the socks in my hand. I mean, these like a $12 thing of socks. It wasn't like I was trying to fucking steal these $12 thing of socks. And literally, I get out the door, these like two guys just grab me and, "You're coming with us." And I'm like, really? Are we fucking doing this right now? I'm coming right back in here. Take the damn sock. I'll be right back, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so I get a court date. This is during COVID. And it's like a year later. And I show up and I'm like, "Hey, I need like to talk to the prosecuting attorney or something. This is the dumbest fucking thing ever." And they're like, "Well, we have to give the grocery store an opportunity to, show up and tell their side of the story." And I'm like, "That's fine. It's just wasting your time and mine because I could have easily just paid for these and nothing would have been a problem." And they ended up just like dropping the case because it was the dumbest thing, man. I was so annoyed. I was more frustrated at the fact that they even were pissed off that I was just, I had a pair of socks and I wasn't even trying to steal them. But even if I was, it's a fucking pair of socks.
Yeah. I mean, I when I was married, I had one of those. I got done from work early during the day. So I stopped and had a few drinks, a few Bloody Marys. And I was, walking home from work, and my wife at the time called me and said, "The baby's running a fever. Can you stop at Walmart and pick up some, children's Tylenol or something?" And
right.
I said, "Sure," and I was walking by and I saw a phone case I liked, and I wanted to see if it fit my phone. I took it out, put it on the phone and left the packaging there. I went and bought a couple things and got the Tylenol and, had like a $40-$50 bill and paid for the stuff and drunkenly walk out with my shit. And I get stopped there for stealing this phone case because I put it on and I just never took it off the thing. And they watch you on the, on the cameras and they just get your address and information. And they sent me like I forget, like a $500 fine, something weird. I didn't pay it though. I looked it up. They said they can't make you pay that shit.
No,
it's just a scare. That's what they do. They have someone in the Walmart sit up and watch looking for people, and then it's that they don't want to get them arrested. They make money.
They want money.
Off of that. Yeah,
that's the same thing that happened with the grocery store. They sent me a letter in the mail because, like I said, this was during COVID, so it was like a year later. And before the court date, they sent me a letter saying, if you just give us $200, we'll drop the case.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I really just threw that shit in the trash. I definitely was a rebel as a kid, right out of high school. I wouldn't say rebel. I was just a drunken idiot. So, I mean, I definitely got pulled over. I've been pulled over drunk. It's definitely shouldn't have been driving.
Yeah. I know. I've never had a driver's license, and so people now, when I tell them I don't drive, they always assume I, have DUIs, and that's what I said. I tell them no, I didn't. I said, but believe me, probably if I ever did drive, I probably would have a ton because I'm not the most responsible drunk in the world.
I'm definitely a drunk passenger, but that's about the extent of it.
Yeah.
Have you ever driven ever in your life?
I mean, I've never had a driver's license, but I've driven. I'm just a very nervous driver, and I just don't like it. And
I get it.
I just, it's not my thing. Right after I got divorced, I started dating this 21-year-old with an amazing body, and I was just I loved having sex. I was like addicted to sex with this girl, and she had this rule because she wanted me to learn how to drive. That anytime I wanted sex, I'd have to go out practice driving with her. So I started getting like better at it, and then she moved to Georgia, and we broke up, and I just fell back into not doing driving again. I still didn't enjoy driving. I was getting a little better at it because she was constantly making me do it. But
well, I mean, I get it. It's I hate, like, I know I'm a decent driver, but there's so many terrible drivers out there.
And I would be one of them if I was put out on the road.
And all right, man. Well, again, I appreciate you coming on this morning. It's been a good show. I always love ranting with you, man.
Thanks for having me on. I always like coming out and hanging out with you.
Good to hear you come back on the Levy Land.
Yes, Levy Land tonight at 7 p.m. on the Shuley Network. And Saul Show is supposed to be coming back tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to do it. It's going to be me and Doug Nelson back, one of my original co-hosts from years ago on the Saul Show. But I really don't have anything set up or planned. And then plus I got to renew my StreamYard subscription, and I don't have money for that right now. So
unless I do
$25. I was on the $50 a month plan before I went MIA on the podcasting for a while, and I ended up shutting that down because I wasn't using it, and it was But it's I'm gonna get it back up, or maybe the best thing I would like is for maybe the Shuley Network to pick up the Saul Show. Then I don't have to buy a StreamYard subscription, and then I make money instead of lose money because
that's Saul right.
My page isn't monetized, so I can't do like the super chats on there and stuff. And I have the subscribers to be monetized, but not the
4,000 watch hours.
Yeah.
I'm working on it, man. I'm gonna be doing that myself.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just don't have the following fan base of all these comedians that are on the Shuley Network,
Yeah. But it's not. I probably have more than 4,000 watch hours, but it's got to be resets a year. Like it's you gotta have the average for the year.
Right.
4,000, and I haven't been doing a lot of podcasts now lately. So
no, you'll get back into it, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, until next time, I'll see everybody around. Rob, I'll send you links as soon as everything's up and running. And if you share Leveland tonight, I will share it myself on my page.
Yeah, so Shuli Network. No, you can always go to soulshow.com. I'm going to have my publicist, Mary, update everything on there coming up. I got to let her know that I'm back. So,
all right, man. Hey, we will be in touch. All right.
All right, man. Thank you.
Later.